Sometimes bad ideas are bad ideas and they catch on like viruses. Last week, we talked about a possible 3D printer ban coming to New York for any 3D printer that does not block the printing of gun files. Now, another state has joined the fight with a bill that has identical language. So let's go ahead and get into it. What is up to everyone out there in YouTube land? All five of you, which is weird because we usually have a lot more than five on, but we only got five. Do see Mr. Jordan Vinro out there. Hi, Jordan. And today we're going to be talking about what is going on in the 3D printing world. Like I said, out in New York last week, Governor Hochul and the New York legislature introduced a bill that would basically ban 3D printers in the state of New York unless they have blocking technology to prevent the printing of gun CAD files. And as we talked about last week, or that's earlier this week, that is dumb because it's just not going to work. It's not going to work at all. But usually when these bad bills pop up, they start popping up everywhere because what happens is the people in New York, or in this case, Washington State, they don't actually make their own bills up. What happens is that a group like Everytown or Giffords or Moms Demand Action, one of these anti-gun groups, anti-freedom groups, will give them the text of the bill. And I believe that is what is happening here because the New York bill has just reared its ugly head in Washington State. The Washington State bill is HB 2221. And if this bill passes starting on July 1st, any 3D printer sold within the state of Washington will be required to block gun CAD files. So that's definitely interesting. But what's really interesting is that this bill has a great chance of passing and the language is identical. This bill is going to run into the same problems as the New York bill, and that is if it comes to law and it becomes law, there is going to be tons of ways around this. One thing, none of the 3D printing companies, major 3D printing companies, are actually based in the US. So really they don't have to do anything, but they might do it just to please New York. And if they do that, they're not going to make a separate printer for New York and Washington State. It will be for the whole entire country. A lot of these 3D printers are open source and can be modified very easily, even if the ones that are not open source, there is always third-party firmware, and the people that they are targeting are people who 3D print, which are usually technically savvy people, and they know how to get around them. Even the Bamboo, which is very locked down, actually has third-party boards you can buy to replace some of the hardware. So this is going to do absolutely nothing. It's futile. It is just people who don't understand technology, and it's people that hate your natural God-given rights. So there's going to be a lot of jailbroken printers if this passes, and there's not even a guarantee that the 3D printing companies are going to heed by it because what are they going to do? Are they going to sue Bamboo? Bamboo's located in China. They're going to tell them to go pound sand. There you go. Yep. Right here. This is the Constitution. Article 1, Article 2, Article whatever. It's all the in the findings for this, the Constitution. So what is going to happen here is the same thing. It might pass, but it's going to have zero effect People that want to print guns will still print guns because there's ways around it. All you have to do is modify a little thing, because how these technologies work is the actual files get uploaded and scanned into whatever ecosystem it goes into, and that is blocked. Plus, there is a lot of other ways to do it. Even by doing that, you can also do stuff like build a Voron and get around it. Bottom line is, this is not going to work. I actually have an article coming out on AMLA tomorrow that goes through some of the reasons why it will not work. So if you want to check that out, go ahead and check that out, because it basically breaks down everything, like from modifying files to not look the same, to uh, flashing the firmware, to replacing boards, to building your own. There is no way that you can stop the signal. That genie is out of the bottle, and it's not going to be put back in easily. But these anti-gun people are going to try it. Um, One of the other things that this is going to try to do, and also in New York, is to try to make the CAD files themselves illegal, which we already have case law, particularly out of the Third Circuit, that said you cannot do that. Those CAD files are free speech and they cannot be banned. And that's out of the Third Circuit, which covers New York. And that's going to fail out there, which it already has. So let's say Washington passes this bill and it goes up to the ninth. The ninth that will probably win on en banc. Then we'll lose on the, we'll probably win in the panel and lose on en banc. And that would create a circuit split, which would make it easy for the Supreme Court to actually take it. If you don't know, one of the things, one of the easiest ways to get your case heard before the Supreme Court is to get a circuit split. And I'm pretty sure the ninth would uphold it, because the ninth is very anti-gun, and it would create a circuit split. But even before that, people aren't going to stop printing firearms. I think what is happening here is groups like Everytown and Giffords and all them. They know that they're not going to make one just for Pacific State. So they are hoping that by passing laws like this in New York and Washington, that the 3D printing companies will just implement the software and block it everywhere, which they might, but like I said, people are smart and they will get around it, especially when you mess with the 3D printing community. The 3D printing community are technically savvy. So of course they're going to get around it. It's amazing. It's amazing. But yeah, that is it. Just wanted to update you, because I'm pretty sure that we're going to be seeing this identical law not only in New York, now not only in Washington, but I think we're going to see it everywhere around the country, and we just have to be prepared for it. The thing right now is to figure out who is actually authoring the text of the bill. I have a feeling that it's probably Giffords, but I'm not really sure. It could be Brady, but I'm pretty sure it's one of those two, either Giffords or Brady. My money is on Giffords. I will do some more research, do some more analyzing of the language, because one of the things is that once you find out who writes all these stuff for these special interest groups, it's pretty easy to look at telltale signatures and figure out which person wrote it by looking at their language, how they phrase stuff, their grammar, the way that they punctuate stuff. And once you get that, you can determine which group actually wrote the stuff. And I have done that successfully in the past, and I'm planning on doing this with these bills here. And once I do that, probably after a shot, I will let you guys know exactly who is pushing this BS. But you cannot stop the signal. And if you have a printer there, go print a gun. Go print a gun. I was about to grab something that I just printed, but we're live, and that would not do me any good, because I would probably get a strike if I did that. So I'm not going to show you what I have sitting right in front of me. but I'm pretty sure you guys know exactly what I am talking about. There's plenty of sources out there to get the files to download, to just figure it all out. I mean, there's the sources are out there everywhere. All right. And of course, let me just say lobby day. Lobby day, Virginia lobby day is on Monday. If you are in Virginia on Monday, please consider showing up at Richmond. Go down to Richmond and make your voices heard, because that's the only way we're going to stop any of this bad stuff in Virginia, is to be very loud. We were very loud and got a lot of stuff stopped last time. I don't think we're going to get as much stopped here, but we might be able to get some stuff stopped. And once it's in becomes law, it's really hard to stop it by then. You got to go through the courts. And right now, with the Fourth Circuit is the most anti-gun circuit in the country. We in Virginia have to fight back now, although I think some help is coming from other circuits and the Supreme Court itself. So that would be a good thing. Uh, with that said, I am out of here. I'll be at SHOT starting next week. I will be doing a live stream of the Wolford case, Wolford versus Lopez. That is a Supreme Court case dealing with the Hawaii's vampire rule, sensitive areas, and that is being argued in front of the Supreme Court, not only by Alan Beck, who is the attorney for the Hawaii Firearms Coalition, but also the uh, the uh, GOJ, the DOJ will be there. The Solicitor General of the United States will be splitting time with Allen to argue against Hawaii's vampire rule. And if you're at SHOT, hit me up. I'll be around. And the Gundies also streams Monday night. I think it's 11:30 Eastern, so it's kind of late, but that's going to be over on Rumble. All right. If you guys want to stick around, I have it set up to redirect to regular guys' guns. He's a cool guy. If you stick around, I don't know where the meetup spot is. Dark has all that. But if you stick around, you'll be redirected to regular guys' guns. If you do decide to go over there, just tell them I sent you. And with that, oh, wait. Bacon, man. Haven't talked to you in a long time, man. All right. Well, I'm going to end this stream right now. Bell Tower Capitol at 9, Bell Tower Capitol Square at 9 a.m. That is where the rally is. I'm not sure if there is any other stuff going on there. Hello there. And with that, we are going to get out of here. So if you want to stay tuned, just hang in there and you'll be redirected to regular guys review. Just tell them I said hi. Bye-bye.